past few weeks, our floating home has been in complete disarray as we finish up our boat projects in preparation to move on board and cast our lines for good. If you're just joining us, well, you're just in time, because today we are doing just that. Welcome aboard. We are about to embark on our biggest adventure yet, and we're stoked to have you join us as we set sail with our compass pointing north all the way to Alaska.
Well, folks, today is the day. We are finally untying from the docks. We are so excited. It's been a really hectic week, packing up our lives, running around, provisioning, getting the boat ready, and we are so ready to leave. It is also a heat wave here in BC, and it is stinking hot, so we can't wait to get out onto the open water and do this thing we've been working so hard for. All right, let's go.
Awesome. We are ready to go. Awesome, Cash.
First stop, the fuel dock.
Yes, please.
Fill up this jerry can. And we just need to top up the tank.
We're feeling pretty sentimental leaving French Creek for the last time. We bought our boat here, learned to get on and off the dock, and met some awesome seafaring folks who have helped us along the way. Bringing our boat back to life and learning how to sail has been one of our toughest undertakings. As we motor out of the breakwater and prepare to hoist the sails, we're feeling a mix of emotions. Sad, anxious, excited, but overwhelmingly proud of all that we've done to get here. The hard work was worth it, and the real adventure starts now.
Hat retrieval.
All right, bring us back up into the wind. We got to finish hoisting the sail. Such a gentle sail. If I had a bottle of bubbly, or a glass of bubbly even, this would be champagne sailing. Very, very gentle. Well, we're sailing along here at 2.5 knots. The wind is very light, but just enough to keep us moving. I checked the current charts and it actually just switched from flowing that way to flowing this way, so we should have current in our favor for the rest of the afternoon. We're gonna head out here a little bit further before taking a tack and heading north up the strait. Beautiful day though.
During the summer months in the Strait of Georgia, the predominant wind blows from the northwest, which isn't the most favorable wind direction when you're trying to sail north indefinitely. Rather than delay our departure any longer, we decided to commit to beating to windward, tacking up the Strait of Georgia to our first overnight anchorage. The wind was forecast to diminish to less than 10 knots later in the day, so we charted course for Tribune Bay on Hornby Island, figuring we would at least be able to sail the 14 nautical miles before the wind eventually died off. In the meantime, we were cruising along at a happy 3 knots, soaking up the glorious sunshine and gorgeous views. Champagne sailing in the Pacific Northwest wouldn't be complete without an awesome whale encounter. As we were drifting along, a pair of humpback whales surfaced just meters from our bow, the closest we've ever sailed next to these gentle giants. Rather than swimming past us, they were just kind of hanging out next to our boat, peacefully floating along in the current of the calm sea. We were just about to alter our course to give way to these 45-ton creatures when they went for a deep dive, showing off their massive flukes. We usually take whale sightings to be a good omen, and this close encounter was about as good as it gets.
We actually just had a really intimate encounter with 2 humpback whales. They crossed the bow of the boat and then took a dive, and there was a few minutes where we were like, oh my gosh, are they under the boat? And we got a little nervous.
Did that actually just happen? They are so big when they come up next to your boat.
It scared the crap out of me.
Like, oh my God.
That was a pretty magical experience.
Absolutely amazing.
Last summer when we were out here cruising, whenever we seen a whale, as soon as we got out on the water, we always took it to be a very good omen, and we never really had things go wrong. Today we've seen, I don't know how many whales, but...
At least half a dozen. You know what they say? Happy tales, happy
sails.
sails.
Well, it's been such an amazing sail so far. It feels so good to be back out and on the water. This whole season, James and I have been working so hard to get out here. We actually thought we were going to be, out cruising well and truly before the end of July. We've just been so focused on all of the things that we needed to do in order to get here. And we've been so busy and just stuck in our functional thoughts. And even just like coming out of the marina, and we were just so focused on like, what do we have to do next? Okay, grab this, do this, get the camera.
There's just so much going on at once.
Yeah. And for the last hour, I feel like we finally took a deep breath and just were present enough to enjoy it.
It feels so nice to be back out and cruising, and I had forgotten how much of a magical place it is out here on the water.
Yeah, it really just brings us both so much joy. We just had a sailboat pass us with his sails down and motor on, and sadly I think we have to do the same thing because we are
we're pretty becalmed at the moment. We have knot and a half a current pushing us towards our destination. Wind is meant to pick up again from the north, and if the current has also switched against us, then we're in a situation where we have wind and current against us, and that's going to make the going really, really difficult. It might be best to try to use the rest of this current to our advantage.
All right, should we drop the sails?
Yeah, let's furl in the Genoa, and I guess we can probably leave the main up and motor sail. So we're just coming into Tribune Bay. It is an incredibly busy anchorage here. There are so many boats. The main part of the anchorage is super tight and super busy at the moment, so we're gonna head over to the west side of the bay, which is called Little Tribune Bay. It's much shallower, so a lot of the larger yachts can't get in there. I've picked out a little spot on the map that I want to scout out. It seems to be a little flat area around 10, 11 meters at the moment. We've got a 3-meter shift in the tide overnight, so that should give us ample room to swing with a comfortable length of scope out that should accommodate the tides. So we're going to go scope that spot out first, and then we'll take it from there and see where we end up.
We found plenty of space for ourselves in the less crowded anchorage of Little Tribune Bay.
Let's drop it.
So we hand-bombed our hook in around 30 feet of water, letting out a generous 5-to-1 scope before setting our hook. Hornby Island is otherwise known as Canada's Little Hawaii because of its beautiful white sandy beaches and crystal clear water. A novelty here in the rugged and rocky Pacific Northwest. So with our boat securely on anchor, we took off to enjoy the beach before the last summer rays left us and take a cruiser's bath in the waters of the cool Pacific. We're going to leave you here, but we're stoked to share this slice of paradise with you next week. We explore the rugged headland of this unique Pacific island before our peaceful anchorage becomes a washing machine, forcing us to leave unexpectedly. We'll see you next Wednesday. Until then, cheers.